What's good, everybody? It's your boy Server Error 405 here once again for the Final Four Sports program. And obviously, I can't do this by myself. I got these three amazing, talented gentlemen here with me. We're going to start off first with the guy who actually owns more LeBron posters than any human possible, Bray Dallas. What's good, Bray?
It's funny you mentioned that. If I figure out how to flip my camera later, I'll show you my LeBron poster that's above my.
No, he froze on that one. Did he freeze or did you guys freeze? Uh-oh.
What?
Did you guys
Hello?
freeze or did I freeze?
I still see him
I
perfect.
still see
Okay.
everybody.
All right.
Okay.
I think it might have just been me. All right. Well, he has so many LeBron posters it froze my internet. So there we go. So I think I'm actually picking him today because the next person I want to say, he is actually his own favorite battle rapper. We we got Vondre. What's up, man?
What up, a dog? What up?
There we go. And finally, the man who puts cheese in cheesesteak. We got the always on time, Jay Prince Dior. What's good, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us again on this March Madness slash a bunch of other crap episode of the Final Four Sports Program.
I
All
love this.
right, guys.
I love the sports voice. I love that. Just getting into, you're going to announce some games here. You
Yeah,
got a future. All right. So we're going to get
yeah, we
this.
are.
We're going to get right into it. We're talking March Madness. Obviously, we have to because we're literally named after March Madness. So we're going to talk March Madness in our brackets. And, we're going to start off with Bray. Who do you have picked? Who did you pick to win the whole thing? Are they still
Okay,
going?
they're still alive. It's Florida. I think Florida, top to bottom, is the best roster that is out there. They did scare me. They scared me. They scared the fuck out of me Saturday night against UConn. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Up until the final few minutes. Um, my bracket just didn't go the way I thought it would. I picked upsets I thought would be more prominent, and you know, McNeese McNeese was my big Cinderella this year. I had him. I felt the aura, as they'd say, of Amir Khan,
Okay.
and it didn't go the way, but
I'm so glad that
it's
kid's
been fun
out.
though. It's been a fun tournament. Shout out Kentucky. That's my team though, and we're gonna beat the piss out of the Volunteers on
Easy, take
Friday.
it easy. Okay. All
Jesus, the
right.
queers.
So anyways, don't
Nice.
repeat it. Shush, 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 don't repeat it. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. We're going in order of our Final Four competition. For people who don't know, we actually have our own little rackets, our own little group. And so we're going in order. So Bray, he's in fourth place, respectively.
15% of the game's correct.
There you go, 15%, because that's always good. So we're gonna go with someone who is tied with me. We're gonna go with Dior. Dior, who's your? Is it Duke or who's your
No,
winner?
it's not Duke. I just everyone needs to know I simply picked this background just to get a March Madness flavored background. That's the first one I saw on Google. But my actual pick, um, Houston's been knocking on the door for a few years now, and I think that they always get right there. So I think it's about time for them to push through. So I'll take Houston to take it all.
That's who you have in the brackets is Houston.
Yes, that's what I have.
Okay. Now I picked Michigan State because I go see with Final
Izzo.
Four with the March Madness. People who know sports knows that no matter how much college basketball you watch, it really doesn't matter when you're picking your
Nope.
brackets. Not even a little bit. You know that there's going to be some upsets because that's what the whole thing is built on. That's why it's been so popular for so many years. It's usually the 5 seed and 12 seed. That's usually kind of the 12 seed usually pulls the upset. I'm pretty sure it happened in this year.
Yep.
Can't really remember. Another one was close. Most of the games are relatively close, but Michigan State has always been that team, no matter what. It's kind of like the same, like Gonzaga. No matter what their season's like, they're always competitive and they're always good in the tournament. Duke has let me down so many times, no matter how good Duke has been for years, they've always let me down all the time. So I stopped fucking with Duke to win the whole thing. So Michigan State, my pick. Now we're going the guy who's leading, which is Vondre. Dre, who's your championship pick?
Dior, move your head to the side a little bit. Boom, right there.
Duke.
Most
Hooper.
most complete roster that there is in college basketball. They haven't had a scare in the tournament so far. Bray's team has had multiple scares, even going into the SEC championship game. They barely beat off Auburn.
Hey,
No,
hey, yo,
there's
they,
no way that you can honestly say that Florida has the best roster
But
top to bottom if they're getting scared by UConn.
UConn's a back-to-back national championship team.
Yeah, but it's not happening for Florida this year, big dog. Cooper
I mean,
Flag is about to lead
Yeah,
Duke to the
Cooper.
national championship, and it's over with, and it's not a
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, have
It's
you
not.
heard the nickname?
Cooper Flag's definitely legit, and I think that that's something you could definitely tout when you're talking about how powerful Duke is. I think without Cooper Flag, even like because I know he had some we didn't know if he was going to be healthy going into it and all that good stuff. I mean, I think even without them, they're still a very powerful team, top to bottom. So I mean,
Yes,
at the end of the
they
day,
are.
you can't deny the pure talent of that team and just how complete it is. Like Noah was saying, I don't want them to win. I don't have them winning.
I'm
but
100% they're winning, but I do have an upset team. I do have two upset teams that I feel like are going to sneak up and somehow crack into the Elite Eight Final Four.
let's hear it.
I watched BYU the other day. BYU, everybody in the starting rotation is 6'7" and up. Their point guard is 6'7" and up, bro. Everybody is an elite ball player on that squad. So I got BYU creeping in. And Arkansas. Arkansas has shocked the country so far by knocking off St. John, and they knocked off Kansas first round. John Calipari is really taking these guys serious, and he's making sure that they're a household name now, so you're not going to have no more smut on their name when it comes tournament time for years to come. Those are my two sleepers.
That would be something.
Honestly, I completely agree with that BYU sentiment right there. I feel like how a lot of people feel about McNeese, I feel about BYU. I think that McNeese is one of those. I know Bray had mentioned McNeese earlier. McNeese is one of those teams that everyone hypes up every year. They always like try to creep through, and it's like, oh man, this could be the team, the Cinderella story. This could be the sleeper, but it always ends up the same way every year. So I think that BYU was like a better sleeper team to kind of go with. Arkansas is another good option as well, but BYU for sure.
Okay. Now I just kind of want to throw this in here. This wasn't part of the the script, so to speak, but I did do a women's bracket for the first time, and I'm a big USC fan, so I follow USC for both.
Oh, Juju, man, Juju tore that ACL.
That's what I'm saying. That's a heartbreaker. That's a heartbreaker.
Because you know what it is. It was all the Riz that Jaden Daniels was trying to put on Juju.
type shit.
Too much. It was too much.
Too much
man.
Riz. She slipped and slid.
Her legs couldn't take it, man. Her legs couldn't take it. But it's heartbreaking as a USC fan, but it's also heartbreaking for her because her going to WNBA is going to be special. But go ahead, Bray. What are you going to say?
She kind of it's not like a good thing she gets hurt, but she's in her sophomore season.
Yeah.
So she has that grace period. She could come back for her junior and senior year. She'll obviously have NIL collectives calling her name, and brands will call her name. So it's not the worst it's not the worst time it could have happened. Unfortunately, it is in the bracket where they were favored.
They're the number one seed, dude.
Yeah, they were favored to win probably the whole thing.
They've had action all year.
Dude, she's been number one majority of the season this year. She's literally carried USC to like another level of basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really excited about it. That's why I did the bracket. And here's the one thing I've noticed with the women bracket. It's not upset heavy. No. You get the closer games when it's like the seeds that are close together, like 8 and a 9 or whatever. But like, I pretty much picked like the favorites in most of them, and my bracket's not that bad, because it's usually like the best teams are the best teams. And
dude, but don't sleep on TCU. They got Haley Van Lith coming back from the LSU season, and she's literally been carrying TCU to like this crazy run. Dude, just keep an eye out on TCU, bro. She's been balling.
But that's the thing about I feel like women's college basketball specifically is like it's always most of the time it's carried by one or two players that are like just overly good. So honestly, it's like really like it comes down to those just single components when it comes to the women's brackets. And when you got a loss like Juju, what I'm saying, like stuff like that, it will drastically affect the outcome.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
It sucks. I just wanted to throw that in there because she's such a great player, and USC's having such a great year. So hopefully she can recover. Things that I've read online saying, that women who have that injury in sports, it's tougher for them to come back. But we'll see. And she is a sophomore, so she's got time. So Bray's right on that. So
yeah, she got the time to recover. But one thing I did want to hit on, everybody talks about like the upsets.
mhm.
Wow, why if you go on the topic of upsets, I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend. Saturday night, college wrestling champions, heavyweight
Oh, Gable Steve. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
heavyweight
Yo.
national title.
Yeah.
Gable Steveson, the Olympic gold medalist, in the final 30 seconds loses the national title.
Yeah. That was massive.
Upset
That was
ever,
massive.
bro. Ever.
Most people aren't huge like college wrestling fans, but that was all over Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I get all
That's
the
he's an Olympic gold medalist. I mean, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he shouldn't
Dude,
lose.
I
Like, he
seen
should
Kurt
just win.
Angle posted it, bro. I was like, damn, Kurt Angle posted this?
Yeah,
Oh,
because that's a big deal. It's a huge deal.
Go. You should have stayed in WWE, buddy.
Yeah, he had a better chance.
I know
all
he
right.
went to go play D tackle for the Bills and stuff. It didn't even work out.
So
sucks
we're
at
good
life.
we're good on the March Madness stuff. We're good on our brackets. Hopefully, me and Dior can mount a comeback and overtake Dre, and we hope Bray continues to enjoy watching March Madness. And
Do you want to wait? Do you want to discuss very briefly like who each had won at least Final Four,
I mean,
or you want to just
yeah, let's kind of just like get into the other stuff because the Final Four, we can always post it somewhere.
We'll hit it.
yeah, and there's still some time to go.
Yeah, it's
till
still
that,
like a week or two away. Yeah.
Yeah, so we can get into that and see who was right, wrong. So next up, let's go into some NFL stuff. There's some big signings. Russell Wilson found a new home.
Jameis Winston.
We got
Winston,
the Dak
Aaron
Prescott
Rodgers is,
potentially going somewhere. You know what I mean? So we'll start with Dre on this one. What do you want to start off with?
The Russell Wilson one, that's a cool move. But the big one that I saw yesterday, that's Steph Diggs going to the Patriots. The Patriots are literally loading up to try to take Josh Allen out of this division, man. They got to do what they got to do, boy. I thought that was a perfect sign.
Why you say nah?
I sit say nah. I said man. As in like, isn't just like it's to me it's underwhelming. I mean, I'm not saying that they are like it's not going to make the slightest bit of difference. I think they're building. Is it going to make them like an automatic playoff team? I don't know. Is it going to make them? Even if they are they going to go far in the playoffs with just the addition of Stephon Diggs? Probably not. They have a long way to go. I feel like before they actually like make a splash. You know what I'm saying? Great move, but first of all, how long do you have Diggs? He wants to be traded every year. Like,
right.
And then on top of that, like we have to look at the rest of the components around. You know what I'm saying? Like they're loading up, but are they loading up with a Super Bowl caliber team right now?
But here's the thing, though.
Super Bowl.
But here's the thing, though. No, they're not. They're not anywhere near a Super Bowl caliber team. But this is kind of like how people talk about teams saying they're on a rebuilding stage. Like this is literally part of that. They have a young quarterback who's got action. Definitely, they're surrounding him with some weapons a little bit. There's going to be some learning involved in that. So are they set up for a Super Bowl? Not even close. But they're on their way to try to get in a position to like be considered a playoff team. I don't think they're even a playoff team now, but I think that they're at least if I was a Patriots fan, I would feel comfortable like and happy like, hey, my team's doing okay. It's kind of like how the Broncos have been. They're building, everything to be a Super Bowl caliber team, and I feel like we got that now. So I think they're on their way. Bray,
I say the Broncos are probably a Super Bowl team before the Patriots are.
Well, that's easy. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that doesn't say much. I think the Carolina Panthers are better. I'm just teasing. But anyways, Bray, go ahead.
Oh Jesus, dude.
I think this is kind of weird. You see this veteran wide receiver market is getting favored. The veteran wide receiver market, everybody's like the first few days. Dead silence. Then Cooper Kupp gets his deal. Now you have Diggs getting his deal. You still have Amari Cooper. You still have Keenan Allen. But I think the biggest storyline of them all, now that the Giants have got their guy, I think the Browns are sticking with who they got. They have their three guys. They have Tommy Cutlets.
No.
You got Jameis Winston. and you got Russell Wilson.
I love
God,
let me just say
yes.
this. Let me just say this. I am a Jameis Winston stan. I love Jameis
Facts.
Winston. I
Love
love
him.
him. I love him. And I
I think
honestly
we all
think
do.
that he's the guy, he's the type of guy just based off of his personality and just like how much teams gravitate him and gravitate to him and love him on their team. He's the type of guy you do want as a leader on the
Yep.
team.
Is that your version of Chris Collinsworth? Here's a guy. Here's a
Here's
type
the
of guy.
guy.
Here's a type of guy.
Here's the type of guy. All in all, though, I don't. It's just another one of these moves in the NFL offseason. I don't understand why you go out and get Russell Wilson if you got Jameis Winston. I don't understand it. Makes no sense.
Because you look at Jameis. I look at Jameis Winston as decent as you want to claim him to be. He's a career backup. He's going to be a journeyman, and you have Neighbors, and now the word is they're going to go Travis Hunter route if he's there when they get there. So you pair Neighbors with Hunter, which I don't.
But Travis Hunter's he's going in the draft as a cornerback. He's not going as a
Well,
wideout.
Well, he wants to play both sides, so
Yeah,
we'll
I
see
know,
what
but
happens.
he's not going to be able to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until one of these hard hitting guys give him a good cracking over the middle.
Yeah, I'd
and
say he's got a
realize-
better opportunity to play as a cornerback because he's not
Even
big
though-
enough to play wideout.
Yeah, even though he's not,
Yeah.
even though he's not as good at either position.
And he's not going to play in the slot, so I mean, no, I get it.
I know.
But
I mean, he can want to do that. Maybe they might throw him in there every now and then as some sort of decoy receiver.
Yeah.
They can definitely do that.
Good.
But he's going to flourish as a cornerback. Like
They're
that's
gonna-
his position. Like clearly.
he
No,
he for sure
dude,
will.
his-
He's not
his
going to be a
potential,
bad
yeah.
player. He has
His
potential.
as a corner is
He'll
good.
be-
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be
He'll
good,
be-
and I think it'd be smart for whatever team use him. They put him in as
I know
in a
that-
play. On offense.
I know that Bray hates Travis Hunter and everything that has to do with Colorado.
Okay. I don't
Let's
hate
talk
him.
about it.
I don't hate him. Just think he's overrated. That's it. He's not. If he was solely as a wide receiver, wouldn't draft him in the first 2 days. Solely as a cornerback, wouldn't draft him on day one. That's just how it is. That's just how I look at him.
Yeah, I could agree. It's possible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I partially agree. I suppose.
But because we're rewarding the guy because he played snaps, and we're giving him the shittiness of that and the
He's never
cupcakes
letting us
of
go.
that.
He's not letting go. He's not letting go.
That
Now
snaps.
he's
As
gonna
soon
be
as people
tougher.
started throwing those snap stats out there, that's Bray's
He's
riding that horse.
He's gonna have that same criticism that Jalen Hurts had. I'm always gonna go back to Jalen Hurts, where people just remember like the stuff that happened in college. Oh, well, he wasn't that great. He wasn't that great, and they're not gonna like give him the credit. I feel like for the stuff he's gonna do in the league.
I mean, he couldn't finish the job in the national title, so they had to call in a freshman. They had to call in to a T and say, "Hey."
But then he finished it. He finished it the year after.
He did it. He did it with Oklahoma.
No. He did it with Alabama.
I mean, Alabama. Excuse me. Yeah, Alabama.
Yeah. Come on,
Right.
Ray. He
No,
did what you said.
No, Hurts transferred. He went to Oklahoma.
He went to a national championship.
No.
times.
You're right.
He went there 3 times.
So let me throw this argument. Or do you finish your point?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I reversed myself twice, but yes, I'm pretty sure he transferred to Oklahoma, right?
His senior season, he transferred because he won the national championship as a junior because he lost it as a sophomore and as a freshman. Well, not lose it, but he lost it as a freshman, won as a sophomore, and then won it back again as a junior.
And now he's a Super Bowl champion. Talk to my guy, bro.
Let me go back to what Bray said about Travis Hunter. If he played receiver, would he be drafted so high? If he played cornerback, drafted so high. Let's just play a what if game here. What if he picked one or the other? Like just say he played focused all of his attention on wide receiver, or focused all of it on cornerback. He'd probably be really, really good on whichever one. Like if he dedicated all of his time on just that. So I think honestly, I think he would still be drafted high if he focused on one or the other. I think he's so talented, obviously, because if he's able to play both sports, he's still talented dude. The
talent is there, but I'm saying as a wide receiver, I don't see it. Like I don't see.
But that's just how you're gauging it off of right now. him
Yeah.
playing both.
I mean,
But if he
obviously-
played wide receiver only, and that's all he did, and that's all he focused on, he didn't have to worry about remembering defensive plays and all that stuff, and just only focused on offensive plays, like, and vice versa. I think he would be really good.
Yeah.
But this is how good he is by learning both playbooks. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
difficult. I think he is a little bit more overrated in a sense where people will gauge that he plays both sports because there's not a lot of athletes that have done that. I mean, a lot of people say Bo Jackson's the greatest athlete of all time over what he did. And, it is what it is. That's just people will attach Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, what they were doing before. Deion Sanders, one of the guys that, he played, what was it? He played for the Falcons during the day, and then he flew for the Braves game at night. Yeah, we're going to get into the Yankees, but don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, that's what they attach it to. So I think that's what like ESPN will just like hold on to when they talk about Travis Hunter. You know what I mean? So I mean,
I get it.
I think either way he was going to be a high draft pick in my opinion. But wasn't there another big NFL move? Oh, the Dak Prescott. We haven't talked about that. And we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes.
I mean,
10-minute clock
it's
here.
it's not so. What I've been reading is it is a rumor. It's nothing fully confirmed yet. But if it I tell you, man, the fact that it's even in the air right now is crazy because he has a no trade clause. So if it gets waived, then you know what I'm saying, like, I mean, he goes over there. I think that it changes the draft 100% fully. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
For
mean,
the Cowboys, 100% changes everything for them.
It changes the landscape of the AFC North though too, because now you have another elite. I'm not saying like I'm not a big Dak fan, but he's an elite quarterback when you talk quarterbacks. He's literally up there. You put him in a division where he's going up against Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and whoever the Steelers may pick up. That division's going to bring a new value to it.
Yeah,
with Dak Prescott being out there.
I mean, look at it like this: if he goes. I mean, you said something in the air. Is there something in the air in the state of Texas? Like, what's going on with Dallas? Like, the Dallas Mavericks fucking making their move, and then Dak's potentially getting traded.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in Dallas? Like, they're just like, let's just get rid of every player that's worth a shit for any of our franchises.
They got a big red button that says reset, and they're just fucking smashing it.
Exactly. See, they're going to be rebuilding. So then we're going to be talking about them, like, trying to rebuild for a Super Bowl, even considering that. But I mean, do you guys realistically think he's going to be traded, even though he has a no trade clause? He's going to have to want to go to the team.
But the fact that it's in the I don't think so. But the fact that it's in the air is definitely interesting. It's something to look at and track for the next few years. Honestly,
yeah, something's up. Okay, so last but not least, we got like 8 minutes left here. Tomorrow is the opening day for baseball. I personally have a love-hate relationship for baseball because I think it's too many games, which I could talk about on a separate podcast on Yapping because I could go on and on.
Same thing with basketball. Same thing with basketball. Same thing with hockey.
They're only 82 and 84. They balance it well.
Yeah. 82 is not bad.
And they balance it. They balance it fairly.
Yeah, they do.
162 games is fucking
that's a lot.
That's way too many. And they're playing the same team 3 times in a row. So it's not like the fucking Lakers are playing, the Celtics 3 games in a row. Thank God.
I'm trying to figure out what person. I'm trying to figure out what person in the world. I want to know what virgin in the world is sitting down and watching 160 plus games of baseball.
I literally just said that shit before we started. We were waiting on you. I said that there's nobody watches 162 straight games unless you're an old person, like someone's grandpa, like. Old people will watch fucking baseball every day. That's on. You know what I mean? Yeah. No matter what. So World Series is one of the biggest fucking events according to Dior that he loves so much. So we're gonna start with him. Who is your World Series prediction and why?
Unfortunately, I am a Phillies fan. We weren't looking too hot in spring training and we weren't looking too hot. We have this crappy thing that we do every single year. But unfortunately, I think that my World Series prediction is going to be the Brewers and the Yankees in the World Series. And I think the Yankees are going to go over the Brewers.
What? You said I'm sorry, my headphone cut out. Did you say the Brewers? As in Milwaukee?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you know the
Brewers.
Dodgers exist in the National League, right?
Well,
Okay, all right, hold on. All right,
They're gonna get upset. They're gonna get upset.
Bray, who's your World Series prediction? Why? You didn't even say why, but
well,
I didn't want to know. We don't have enough time.
You don't want
You
to
got
know. You don't
6
need to know
minutes.
why.
Go ahead, Bray.
it's I hate to do it, but it's gonna be the Dodgers.
Against
It's give me the boys from Cleveland. Give me my guys.
it
Give me my
almost
guys.
happened. It almost happened. We were
And
close.
but if there is going to be a team, it's definitely not going to be the Brewers. But if there is going to be a team that knocks off the Dodgers, we could be looking at a Mets Yankees World Series.
I would you okay.
You
I'll
watch
say
out for the Brewers. God damn it!
All right, we're gonna keep. I'm gonna really watch the Brewers this season. I'm gonna watch those games, Dodgers and Brewers.
You watch the Brewers.
I'm gonna watch the Brewers this season. And shout out to my buddy Chris True because he low key pulls for the Brewers sometimes, just as a goof, just as a goof. But okay, Dre, go ahead. Who you got? Obviously, Yankees against who?
Bray just said it himself, dude. No matter what is going to happen, Dodgers had a great year last year, but it's going to be a Subway Series, World Series this year, bro. I'm getting a new fitted,
Wow,
new jersey.
that almost
Yankees,
happened too.
Mets. Yankees,
Mets. Why
Oh,
Mets?
it's gonna-
Why Mets?
It's
I'm
gonna be
curious.
New York.
I mean, dude, Juan Soto just adds another piece to the puzzle for them, man. They were so close last year, but now you got a nice fucking hitter that comes in there and drops shit whenever he needs to. That's exactly what they were looking for.
All I'm gonna say is fuck Grimace because I hate him.
Fuck Grimace. And those
fuck,
shakes.
fuck Juan Soto too. Piece of
Yeah,
shit.
fuck
fuck
Juan
all
Soto.
those guys. Fuck them all.
Fuck.
All right, so
go Brewers.
So obviously, I'm going to say Dodgers back to back. Go Brewers. Dodgers back to back. And as much as it pains me to say, I'm going to say the Yankees. I'm going to think it's going to be another World Series again. Yankees, Dodgers. If there is going to be a surprise team in either league, I'm going to say Padres in the National League. I think the Padres. You know, if we didn't beat the Padres would have went to the World Series, in my opinion. I think they would have beat the Mets. So I would say Padres. But if there's a sleeper team in the Yankees, I'm going to go Cleveland. I think the Cleveland Indians, they're, you know, I think they're going to be the team to beat. But yeah, Yankees, Dodgers. So, all right. So we're going to close it out. Thank you guys for watching. We do appreciate it. We'll be here next week with some more sports stuff. Check us out on all the social medias. Follow our Discord. And thanks for being a part of this. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you guys. You three always. There's LeBron. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good rest of your day.
LeBron posted.
Go Brewers, y'all.